I got every workout from 1983 until 1997. Every single workout, every rep, every set. Preparation notes for Mr. Olympia and all these things. This worked, this didn't work. So very analytical, writing everything, analyzing, studying.
His training diary was his life, and that was him. He knew if he followed X, it would equal Y, and that's what's been proven.
He totally believed what he was doing was right. He had no doubts. That's half the battle. If you believe in something, you can make it happen.
Blood and guts is just to the level where no one's willing to go. I mean, that's what it's about. Turn the body inside out, no matter what it takes. He wasn't going to stop. He was a train.
I'm not a morning person.
Dedicated and passionate about it.
Bodybuilders have become more lazy.
People have always thought I lift fake weights.
Iran and the United States.
You take responsibility for that.
Do you see any trends coming into the supplement industry? Like, sometimes it can be like vegan protein, like can become big, or test boosters at one point became huge. Do you see what is the upcoming trends that you see happening?
I think the biggest trends that I see in sports supplements, two different things altogether. But one is convenience. Anything that's convenient, right? And that's why we're really focused on the protein ready to drink. But energy, anything convenient. If you can repackage something to make it easier for people, I think that's where we're kind of heading. The one thing I will say with innovation with ingredients is very difficult now, because anything that's too innovative is probably not compliant, right? So on the ingredient side, I don't see anything new that I'm like super excited about. But convenience-wise, I think there's a lot of things that are in the works that we're working on. Other companies have realized that anything on the go is a humongous growing category. And then the other thing is, because of COVID, I think the thing that everybody is looking at is how do we create more direct-to-consumer business? Because people don't want to go to stores. It's going to be, I think things are going to get back to normal almost altogether very soon. But I think that we have learned that e-com is such an important part of business. And I think even the big retailers are starting to realize, Walmart is really refocusing on their .com side. They have their own version of Prime coming out, or that's out already actually. And very, very, it's very important to have that income stream and not wait on people to pay you, because that's where we really ran into a problem. I mean, GNC went bankrupt and owes me $1.4 million, and I'm shit out of luck. I'll never get that money. And yeah, it is crazy. It is crazy. And put us in a weird situation too, because they came back and said, hey, I know we owe you $1.4 million and we're not going to give it to you, but we want to partner up really strong going forward, because we have now secured $131 million of new capital, and we want to partner strong. And it's like, whoa, so you're not going to give me the $1.4 million? They're like, no. And I'm like, so well, how would I possibly continue doing business with you? And they're like, we'll pay in advance for all the products going forward. And it's like, well, put me in a weird position. So now we're back in GNC doing business, because either you take the money or you don't. And so I think that people out there have started to see, where things are going even more. So I think e-com is always going to be the next thing, obviously, right? But now I think it's really advanced it. I mean, you're seeing it with Amazon and the Amazon stock prices and the amount of revenue they're doing, that's the future.
Mm-hmm. Have you thought about going into more functional foods, to be in like supermarkets? You know what I mean? Like when you go to a supermarket, you only see like maybe protein cookies and maybe some protein bars, like Builders. And by the way, what's the difference between like stuff that you do and like Builders protein bars and like, those protein cookies? I forgot the name of the company. How do they get into the? Yeah, exactly. How do they get into the big supermarkets as opposed to a lot of the supplement companies from the fitness industry? They don't get into the supermarkets. Like I wonder what's the gatekeepers over there.
So there's a few reasons, but the number one reason is the price point. So when you package your bars in 12s, and it's a premium bar, like our Emery bar is packaged at 12 bars per case, and it's 20 grams of protein per bar. So you really have to sell it at a relative, even if it's not the highest quality bar, you still have to sell it at a price point that's higher. And then the customer at a grocery store needs to be willing to give a bar a shot they're not maybe familiar with, and the box of bars costs $30 or $35. It's tough to get a consumer to do that. So like for us, we're repackaging a lot of our things into like 6-packs. So 6-pack of bars. or even a 4-pack of bars. And so like our MRE RTD, the protein drinks, we'll have a 4-pack. So we'll have the 12 packs just like everybody's used to, and that'll be sold at GNC and Vitamin Shop and military and all those other ones. But grocery stores, people want to pay like a ring that seems like palatable, $10. So $10, 11, 12 kind of, that's right where you're at. If you need to charge $30, people at a grocery store are not mentally prepared to spend $35 on something, on one item at a grocery store, but they could drop $9.99. You can do that. And so a lot of supplement companies either don't have the resources or the wherewithal to recreate, rebrand, and start over. And they're not thinking, you know, the every channel. They're focusing on saying, well, I want to be the best at Vitamin Shop, which is awesome. But it's limiting, just like limiting like bodybuilding. So we're really focusing on, we're actually rebranding our protein bars, keeping the cool, you know, military inspired branding, but we're going to changing the colors up to match, the whole box will match the color of the flavor. So if you have like, for example, the chocolate oatmeal, so the box will be brown and kind of chocolate colored to match the flavor. Because right now it's a matte black, coyote khaki, and like a red, and it's very masculine. So we're rebranding for the grocery store chains for them specifically, because we know who goes into grocery stores and buys for the family, mostly women. So matte black, coyote khaki, that's awesome. It's military, it's hardcore, but it may not appeal to a female customer buying protein bars for their family.
Mm-hmm.
So
what about functional foods, like even protein ice cream? You know what I mean? I see only like a couple of companies dominate that. If you go to a supermarket, have you thought about that?
Yeah, so the ice cream stuff is very tough because you have to ship it on ice. It has to be not just refrigerated, but it needs to be shipped on ice. So the logistics portion of that is very difficult for somebody like, where would we store it? You know, how would we get it to people? So stuff like that, I think so supplements, one of the reasons why they're so, like you said, extremely competitive is the cost for entry is so low. You know, you got 50 grand, you can be the CEO of a brand new supplement company, you know, but to create an actual functional ice cream and then figure out a way to get it, find distribution, get it in stores, you may need big budgets to start something like that. There are functional foods that we are definitely looking at. I'm very interested in a bunch of different things that we're trying. Nothing that's going to need to be frozen, though, or refrigerated. You really start to limit yourself with that. I mean, and also one of the big things is having an in. I mean, knowing people, just like we talked about knowing people and, you know, being me and PJ going out and meeting everybody at all the shows. It's very similar. You meet one buyer from one place, you do a good job, you get good numbers, you prove what you've been able to do, and then you're able to take that to another buyer and meet people through other people. And it's really ultimately, you know, life in general. A lot of it's networking, and that's something that I've always been good at, and that we're actively working on, you know, meeting these buyers, showing them that our products not only are good, but are going to turn on their shelves and make them look good, because that's what they want. They want products that turn, not just for their store to make money, but they want to look good. So if they bring in a bad product that doesn't turn, they look bad, you know.